Hi, it's Anthony Gaddie here, Community Director at Green Ant Marketing, and I thought what better a place to share the lesson of the elevator pitch with you than in the lobby where there's lots of elevators around me. How many times have you been to a networking function, a lunch or somewhere where there's an opportunity to swap business cards with people and you've asked someone what do they do and they just struggle to articulate, or maybe you yourself have been in that position. I remember going to a networking lunch not too long ago, asking a guy, what does your business do? And he looked at me and he said, well, we do many things. And the moment he said to that, in my head I thought, man, not only did you just lose me with that elevator pitch, but you've lost the other 25 people in this room when you give them that elevator pitch one at a time. So ideally, you've got to have something to say that's going to make people want to catch up with you again. Make people want to say, wow, have you got a business card? Because either I'm interested in doing some business with you, or I know someone who really should be in contact with you. And there's a recipe for a knockout elevator pitch. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to show you how to put together that elevator pitch, and I'm going to walk you through the exercise step by step. And what better a place to do it than in a lift lobby in one of these elevators, perhaps with one of these unsuspecting elevator goers. My answer to that question is, you know how a lot of small and medium-sized business owners want to grow their business to the next level, but typically many of them feel like they're just swimming against the tide to make it happen. Well, what we do is we provide very specific tools and systems that have leads bashing down the door to get to you. In fact, we helped Martin Coyle, a Melbourne-based sales manager at an IT company, to get a $400,000 pipeline within 48 hours of delivering an event that we showed him how. Now, a friend of mine, James Tuckerman of Australian Anthill, refers to this as the Gaddie Pitch, but I prefer to refer to it as the perfect elevator pitch, because really I want you to see this as one of the most powerful marketing tools and weapons that you will form, ideally to attract leads to your business. Because once you've spent time on this and you've got it right, you can actually use this at any networking forum, whether that's a networking lunch, an education forum, anytime you're turning up somewhere where there's a number of people and where articulating what your business does really succinctly will help not only to gain the attention of the person you're talking to, but potentially to get them to refer leads to you. So I really want you to think about it that way. And now let me show you the 3-sentence simple trick of pulling together your elevator pitch. So really there's 3 sentences only in a really good elevator pitch, and the sentences are these. The first one is, you know how, and I'll show you how to finish each of these sentences shortly. So the first one is, you know how. Second one is, well, what we do is, and the third one is, in fact. Now let me show you how to actually finish off each of these sentences. For the you know how, I want you to think about who your target audience is. In other words, which target niches or segments are you going after, and you can name them either by size of business or by industry. And then I want you to think about what are some of the problems that the people or businesses in that niche segment are facing. So we've interviewed by now a lot of businesses, and we know that the number one challenge, the number one bugbear that causes people to come to us is the fact that they don't have enough leads. They want to know, how do I get more leads? How do I get in front of more people? So typically these people want to grow their business and they're just not sure how to do it. So here's our first sentence. You know how a lot of small and medium-sized businesses want to grow to the next level. So that's the problem right there. How do they grow? But often they feel like they're just swimming against the tide to make it happen. Now, ideally, if you can put an analogy or a metaphor in there that will help people understand real quick what you're talking about, that'll be great. So if you have a look at this one, I'm hoping that most people, when I say the bit about swimming against the tide, will get a visual of fish swimming against the tide and having a really hard time doing it. Struggle, struggle, struggle to get more leads. Then I followed up with the second sentence. And in the second sentence, now here's the trick. Here's the catch for you. I don't want you to name what it is that you do. Maybe 1 or 2 words of what you do, but really I want you to focus on the benefit that people get when you deliver your services. So let's have a look at ours. Well, what we do is we provide them with repeatable tools and systems. Have a look right there. That's a major differentiator for us. So we learned over time that the fact that we provide tools and systems, everything we do is according to a system. That's a differentiator. The fact that it's repeatable because we share the intellectual property, that's another differentiator. So ideally work out what your differentiators are and try and put them in the second sentence. And there we go, we provide them with repeatable tools and systems which will have leads bashing down the door to get to them. Now you notice how I can say that with confidence. It's short, it's conversational, there's nothing long-winded about it. I can really get through that sentence pretty quickly. And finally, in sentence 3, the in fact sentence, you want to find the best example that you have to back up the claim that you made here in point 2. So in our case, we did a piece of work with a guy called Martin Coyle of Logical Tech, and good on him. Thankfully for him, he developed a pipeline of $400,000 within 48 hours. That's $400,000 of new opportunities in his pipeline directly after executing an event that we showed him how to do. Now, thankfully, Martin actually offered us a video testimonial. So this is Martin over here. And in the video testimonial, he named the fact that he got his $400,000 pipeline, etc. But the point I'm trying to make here is definitely, I recommend that you use an actual company and an actual name of a person. And I also very strongly recommend that you ask the person's permission to use their name and their company name in public. Because let's face it, your elevator pitch is going to be a very public statement about your company. So ideally, make sure you get the person's permission. So let's have a look at our sentence 3. In fact, we helped Martin Coyle at Logical Tech to develop a $400,000 pipeline of new opportunities within 48 hours of hosting an event which we showed him how to deliver. Now, if you woke me up at 3 a.m. in the morning and you asked me what's my elevator pitch, I would give you this whole elevator pitch pretty much word for word. Why is that? Because once I worked it out, I've actually practiced it again and again. I got feedback from people outside of my company, ideally a couple of customers and even a couple of prospects, because they have an opinion which is probably more important than my opinion. Because things that they tell me about how it sounds and 1 or 2 words to tweak, they have an understanding from the outside that's better than me coming from the inside. I recommend you do exactly the same. Make a couple of changes along the way as you go, and then reach a point where you're comfortable with it. You can say it at any time of day, and ideally this has got to roll off your tongue as though it's a conversation piece. It shouldn't sound like something you've worked on the way you've done here. So make sure you do the preparation and that you're ready to give someone the elevator pitch. Have a lot of fun with it, have a lot of fun informing it, and good luck with it. I hope that was useful for you. I look forward to sharing some more tools and insights with you soon.
Wow.
No, G.
No, it is.
Is this G?
No, it's not.
Yes, yes it is. Yes it is.
Yes, that's the layout just there.
Man, taxi, you want to move?